بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
Now, there is one more thing. What we can do is we can also set the username and the password, because right now, whatever we did, let me just quickly go to the router. If you remember, we just did the configuration on the switch where we have assigned the IP address. Now, when I go to my PC and if I try to telnet, I think if I try to telnet to my switch, which is on 192.168.1.50, it is simply prompting me the password. Why it is prompting me the password? Because if I go back to my switch side configurations, I have configured the password where I have set the password interface VLAN 1. What we did is, if you go and verify the show running configs, and you can see we have set the line VTY and we have set the password. Okay. So now there are three different options we can go and set. Not only now, these options are applicable on the console as well. Now the first option is, what I can do is I can simply go and give the command called no login. There is an option called no login. Now, what is the option of no login? Let me show you the difference here. I'll take the switch here. In my example, I'm going to just use the switch, which is on 192.168.1.50, and I'm telling from 192.168.1.1. So it can be any remote device as long as you have connectivity and the reachability. Okay. So the first thing what I'll do is I'll go to line VTY 0 space 4, or even it is applicable for console. So these options are more applicable for the VTY line, that is for telnet, or the console line as well. Okay. So it's applicable for both. I'm showing you any one. Now I can simply give the command called no login. Now what is no login? Let's verify what is no login here. No login means simply don't ask any password. That's what it means. So if I go to any one of my computer or the laptop here or the PC, I'm trying to telnet to my switch. What it says, it immediately takes you to the next mode without any asking any passwords. Can you see any password it is asking? There's no password here. So no login is simply allowing you to log in without any passwords, which is strictly not recommended, because you never want anyone to simply telnet or simply log in without asking for any password, which is really not recommended, but there is one option. The second option what we discussed is we can set the password. We can set the password some option like the one which we did just now. Let me quickly do that. We'll go to line VTY 0 space 4, and we simply say the password. Let's say Cisco 123 is the password. Okay, and then login. So we give the password and give the option called login. Okay, now what it will do, it will simply prompt for password only. Only it will ask you the password. Okay. To verify this, we can go to any of the PC, and let me exit the telnet connection here. We'll simply say telnet. You can see it is going to ask me the password. So the password is Cisco 123. If I'm right, it will simply enter the password, and then the other password you have to set, right? Done. These two options we know. Now there is one more option which is something you might be using, called with the usernames. Because most of the time here, this is not really recommended because there's no password at all. And here we are giving the password, but there is no user account. So because we don't know exactly who is the user, what is the user account, we cannot exactly track because the password is common for all. Now, most of the time you will be using a level 1 engineers, let's say the user 1, and with some password. And we have some level 2 engineers, user 2 with some password. Of course, there are many additional things we do in the production scenarios like privilege levels. We do privilege levels where we control what level of commands they can execute. That's something beyond the scope. That's something we don't really see here. But when you go to advanced security levels, you will also define what set of commands they can execute, what set of commands they cannot execute. So if you want to give login options with the passwords, we can use a third option. The third option is we'll be using something called login local. So we simply use the option of login local. So which means what I'll do is I'll go back to my switch. And here, instead of giving login option, I'll simply say login local. This is all you have to do via console. First time you have to do via console. Okay, always remember these initial things you do via console. Later on, you use telnet for remote access. I'm using login local. Now, whenever I say login local, if I verify once again, you can see the difference. Now it is no more asking the password. It is actually asking you the username and the password. So the first you have to enter the username. Okay, so when you say login local, it is going to prompt for username and the password. But now the question is username and the password. Where exactly the username and the password? There are multiple ways you do it. You can create this username and the password locally on the router or on the switch, which is not scalable. In the big scenarios, you don't use this. Or you can use some external servers. External server, AAA servers, we call as authentication, authorization, accounting. There's a dedicated product from Cisco called Cisco IOS, which you'll find in the CCNP security concepts. That's something beyond the scope, but you'll use the local option, okay? But in the production scenarios, we use a username and the password, and we use some external servers for authentication, because practically creating the username and the password on every device is not scalable. But here, we will do it because we need to use the local. So I'll create a local user account. Let's say the user 1, and the password is, let's say, Cisco 123. I'm just using a same password because just too easy to remember. Because if I keep on using different passwords, it will be very difficult for me to recollect at the time of verification. But normally, it is not recommended to use the same password for all. Okay. So I'll create another user admin. The password is Cisco 123. I'll just keep the same password. I'll create another user 2, and the password is, let's say, Cisco 123. I'm just keeping the same password, easy to recollect. Okay. Now, once we create a login local, it becomes mandatory that you must have the username and the password created locally. Or external servers. External servers, again, you have to configure AAA. That's beyond the scope of the exams. It's not required at this point, but I'll be covering a little bit more on AAA concepts. Foundations will learn in the advanced in the security concepts. When we come to the CCNA basic security concepts, I will cover up some foundations on that as well. Now, once we do this, the next step is we need to verify, right? So to verify, go to the computer. Again, telnet. Asking me the password. So I've created user 1. Enter the username. So the user 1. Now, what's the password? The password is Cisco 123, right? Enter the password. So if I enter the correct username and the password, then it will automatically allow me to enter into the next mode. Okay. So we can use a local, you can use any of the user accounts. You can even try with admin account if you want to just confirm whether any user account will work. Okay. So depending upon the user you assign, that user will have different privileges. As of now here, we did not assign any privileges, but generally in the production scenarios, you can also assign privileges. Like there are some privilege commands, admin, let's say privilege. I think you don't have the option. So there is an option of privilege. There are levels actually, 0 to 15, that will define the level of commands they can execute. So that's really not required at this point. That is what we call it as called authorization. Basically, we can define what set of commands they can execute. Okay, that's really not required. That's more kind of a security concepts. We don't really get into that in the foundations here. Okay, so the third option is most common, and most common is you use a login local with AAA. Here we did not use AAA, and we use some external servers called Cisco IOS, Cisco Identity Service Engine. That's a dedicated product from Cisco for this kind of concepts. Okay, so there are 3 different options to log in. If you want to do basic, we use local username and the password, or just we use a password. And the same concept applicable for console, means we can do the same thing on the console as well. So it's not separate, but normally we don't do it because console is something password will be sufficient. But I can simply say login local without any password. So if I verify the test via console means the same here only I have to test. It will ask me the username and the password is Cisco 123. Okay, you can see I'm able to log in. Okay, so the same thing applicable for VTY or console. It is the same thing. Okay.